Welcome back, everybody. This is Golden Era Bookworm bringing you Your Physique, 1946, September, with Armin Ozon on the front, and we can see some really colourful posing trunks. Health, best defense against disease. Joe Weider obviously already advertising the benefits of health. And again, it's really nice cover work by Fred C. Lee. He's got his signature at the bottom. Sensational muscle power. Some more ads for Muscle Power magazine. So, contents page. Some really good articles here. And in the editorial, we've got a nice photo of Joe Weider, who mentions that on the title of this particular editorial, the old order changes. And Joe Weider announces that both Your Physique and Muscle Power magazines will actually become monthly issues. I really want to just mention that here are the Commando Tough courses, specifically by George Jowett, of how to mold a mighty arm, how to mold a mighty chest, how to mold a mighty back, how to mold a mighty grip, and how to mold mighty legs. Actually got electronic copies of those, and I'll be doing a review on these very early booklets from Joe Weider's collection that the magazine used to distribute. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing those. We then move to the 1946 Senior National Weightlifting Championships, and more importantly, the 1946 Mr. America competition. Really nice to see that the pages themselves are actually coloured in the American flags. On this side with the stars and stripes, and here is actually a image at the back of the continent of North America. Really nice. As Joe Weider has stated, the magazine will now be more exciting, more colourful, more vivid. So I want to talk about the Mr. America contest. It was held in Detroit, in Michigan, and Alan Stephan won the American Amateur Union, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, the AAU Mr. America contest. Interestingly, the article mentions that the weightlifting meet was, regardless of the coal and railroad strikes, was actually went ahead. So you can imagine the times back then. These times when coal and steam trains were actually running. Amazing what these magazines reveal about history. Not like our modern times now. And contestants were having their first competition since returning from service, and that is the World War II, and that's all in this section, returning from the service. So we're obviously talking about post-war times. Records were broken with fantastic lifts from Stan Stanchik, I think, and John Davis at the Saturday evening sessions. And the competition for the Mr. America subdivisions were actually held on Saturday night, June the 1st, 1946. And this was typical of bodybuilding back then. Typically they were the shows, the actual bodybuilding shows back in the 40s and 50s were actually grouped together with weightlifting meets, and the crowds would come. Weightlifting the competitions would happen first, and then the bodybuilding would happen later into the night. Now, on page 10 here, so there is Saturday evening session, Mr. America. Just the subdivisions. So, competition for the Mr. America subdivisions to select the best back, best chest was especially keen. 20 competitors were entered. People such as Gene Jansen, Kimon Voyages, Joe Laureano, Sam Laprinzi, who I mentioned in a previous article, Leo Stern, Vic Nicoletti, who was Mr. New York, and I'll actually go through him in a later video, Abe Goldberg, a famous golden era bodybuilder, and the dark horse, Alan Steponitis, who was competing under his new family name of Stephan. So Alan Stephan was actually Greek with the surname Steponitis. Interesting. Well, at least it sounds like a Greek name. I might be wrong. Very, very interesting. It's kind of like when Arnold came to America and people told him don't use your Schwarzenegger as your surname, and he made his name Arnold Strong. So what else is interesting about this? Right, we've got a whole bunch of pictures here. Here's John Macwilliams, who's got enormous 20-inch arms already. He won best arms, as can be expected. There's actually some good articles about him later on. You'll see how actually big he is in the off season. John Farbotnik won best chest. He's also a very famous golden era bodybuilder. You've got Sam Laprinzi, most muscular man. Kimon Voyages, best legs. Leo Stern, who was Mr. California 1946, only was placed 4th in the contest. But overall, a very famous bodybuilder, and there's a nice photo of Alan Stephan. Now, June 2nd, 1946 was actually when, in the Sunday evening session, also contained a heavyweight division for weightlifting, and of course the Mr. America contest. And all of this is continued on page 60. Mind you, now these magazines are also a lot bigger. They were only about 50 pages, and now they're over 60. Let's have a look. Not there yet. Where is it? I think I've gone past it. Here we go. So as I mentioned, Sunday evening was the heavyweight weightlifting and the Mr. America competition. So, trying to look for a particular paragraph. I can't find it. But anyway, I'll just go straight to the ending of the article. Even before the official announcement had been made, the audience, by some strange quirk, knew that Alan Stephan was the new Mr. America. He was led to the front of the stage, and the photographer's bulbs started popping, the audience cheering and shouting, and the judges trying to make themselves heard in the uproar. Must have been amazing. As the other four contestants stood uncertainly in the background, someone led an attractive girl on stage, and once more the bulbs started popping as the embarrassed and grinning new Mr. America had to pose showing her his muscles. Finally, the master of ceremonies made himself heard over the uproar, long enough to announce the official results. Alan Stephan, the new Mr. America 1946, by an almost perfect total of 74 out of a possible 75. Amazing. Sam LaPrince was actually won the most muscular man, as already mentioned. So I want to stop there. I just wanted to talk about the Mr. America show. Thanks for paying attention. So that was the AAU 1946 Mr. America won by Alan Stephan. I'll be making some more videos of Your Physique 1946 of the September issue. Thanks, and this is the Golden Era Bookworm. Hope you liked the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Bye.